Good evening, everyone. Good evening and welcome to this platform. Good evening, Jai Hind. I hope I am properly audible and visible to everyone. Good evening. So, I hope I am properly audible and visible to everyone. Good evening, Megha and Pratibha. Good evening. Good evening, Disha. Good evening, Harshita. So, first of all, a very happy Makar Sankranti to all of you. Happy Pongal also. Last day it was Lohri also. So, from east to west, from north to south, we are having different festivals today. So, happy all the festivals to all of you. Okay. Good evening. So, I hope this is the first festival of 2025. So, I hope you have celebrated it. Good evening. Now, so first of all, yes, first of all, very good evening to all of you. And we are going to start with the current affairs. The topics which we are going to see today is the first of all, PM Kisan. One of the topic which we are going to see in today's session is PM Kisan. There is another topic which we are going to see in today's session, that is rat hole mining. In the last week, this topic, rat hole mining, was quite much there in the news. So we are going to talk about this rat hole mining also. Then we will talk about this strategic tunnel, Jedmore tunnel, which has been inaugurated in part of Jammu and Kashmir. So we will talk about this tunnel also. Then we are going to talk about one of the disputed island which was recently handed over to Mauritius, and that is Chagos Island. So we will try to see all the islands in that area. There may be a question around the different islands which are situated here. So these are the four topics which we are going to see, and then we will also see some questions from Science Tech of November. So these are the topics which we are going to see in today's session. Now, at the same time, you all know that Mahakumbh has started last day, 13th of January. There was this Shahi Asnan, so Kumbh Mela has also started. There are different claims that this is going to bring huge number of revenues also. This is very much important religious practice also. It is also part of our culture. Many people from outside also coming here, and at the same time, this is also inscribed as intangible, like cultural heritage of humanity. Okay, so this has also been listed as intangible cultural heritage of humanity by UNESCO. So Kumbh Mela is also in that list, intangible cultural heritage of humanity. Okay. So now, let's start with some questions. Let's start with some questions and then we will come to the topic. The first question which we can see here, which of the following pair is not correctly matched? The first is Simlipal tropical dry deciduous, Hulangapur Gibbon Sanctuary evergreen, Pench Tiger Reserve tropical dry deciduous, Panna Biosphere Reserve tropical dry deciduous. So which of them is not correctly matched? The question is saying national park or protected area and most common vegetation type. Most common vegetation type in that area. So this question, first question for the day, and I think we have been reading about all these topics in the previous sessions. So I hope you will be able to answer it correctly. Okay, one answer from Shiv Shankar as option A. This is saying option B. Okay, option A and option B. Happy Makar Sankranti to you also. Okay, so I guess majority of people are going with option A. Some answers as option B also. Now look at this. If we talk about Simlipal, you know that this is located in Odisha. This is located in Odisha, and what we see here, we get mostly semi-evergreen vegetation here. We are mostly getting the semi-evergreen type of vegetation there, or somewhat moist deciduous also. Somewhat moist deciduous also. But here you will find that it is written tropical dry deciduous. So this is the incorrect match pair. Last day we have seen about the Hulangpur gibbon sanctuary. Last day we have seen about the Hulok gibbons also. So we have seen they are there in the evergreen forest. So this is the portion of Assam. Here we are having the evergreen vegetation. So this one is correct. Pench Tiger Reserve again in Maharashtra. This is having tropical dry deciduous vegetation. Panna Biosphere Reserve in Madhya Pradesh, it is also having dry deciduous vegetation. So these all three are correctly matched. The question is asking which of them is not correctly matched. Answer will be first one, Simlipal. Simlipal is in Odisha near the eastern part, and it is having semi-evergreen or moist deciduous vegetation, not the dry deciduous. Okay. So hence this first option will be incorrect. Now, the next topic is, consider the following statements with respect to National Board for Wildlife. It has been established under provisions of Environment Protection Act 1986. Second says that Prime Minister acts as the chairperson of National Board for Wildlife. Third is saying approval from National Board for Wildlife is mandatory for any project execution within a national park. So we were studying about this topic in previous class. So here these are the three statements about National Board for Wildlife. समझ नहीं आया? It is based on the question which, it is based on the topics which we have discussed in the previous session. I think you have not gone through the previous session, so just go through it. The question was simply about vegetation and national parks. Only two. Okay, I guess. So which one is incorrect? Which statement is incorrect here? Can you tell me which statement is incorrect here? So I think everyone is going for option B. Everyone is going for option B, and I guess you know that this first one is wrong. It won't be Environment Protection Act. This is under the provisions of Wildlife Protection Act 1972. Okay. So it is under the provisions of Wildlife Protection Act, not the Environment Protection Act 1986. So first statement is wrong. Second is correct. Prime Minister acts as the chairperson for National Board for Wildlife. Second is correct. Third is saying approval from this is mandatory for any project execution within the national park. So that is also correct. So answer here will be option B. Now, the third question, which is with respect to chromosomes. It is saying chromosomes appear during cell division instead of chromatin region. Chromosomes can be easily aligned and separated during mitosis or meiosis. Simple question. We have discussed about this genomes, DNA and all other thing in the previous session. We have discussed about all these topics in the previous session. So in this question number 3, what will be the answer? Okay, one answer as A from Siv. Both are correct. Okay. So I think, yes, I think you know the answer for this question, that both these options are correct, and the second option is also correctly explaining the first one. Okay. So we are especially practicing these type of question so that like you were saying that in these type of questions there are somewhat difficulties in solving it. Okay. So we are trying to like practice these questions on regular basis so that you can be familiar with all the question pattern. Okay. So here we will have the answer as A. Both A and R are correct, and R explains A. Okay. So this is one part. Okay. The answer here will be option A. Now coming to today's scheme. Okay. The today's topic is about Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samman Nidhi. Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samman Nidhi or PM Kisan. Okay. We are going to revise this scheme. We are going to see that what is provided here, what is the inclusion and exclusion criteria for this PM Kisan. A very prominent scheme is there, and you can get a question about this in prelims in almost all the exams. Okay. So let us see this PM Kisan. If we talk about the PM Kisan, the first thing which we have to know is that which ministry will be there. Which ministry will be part of this? Anyone? Which ministry is implementing it? Which is the ministry implementing it? Second thing which we have to know is funding. Okay. Which ministry is implementing or administering this PM Kisan, Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samman Nidhi? Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samman Nidhi. So can you tell me which ministry will be responsible for this scheme? Which ministry will be responsible? It is like very simple. If you look at this, this will be Ministry of Agriculture and Farmer Welfare. Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. Farmers Welfare. So that will be the responsible ministry for this one. The Agriculture Ministry, not Finance Minister. Ministry of Agriculture and Farmer Welfare, that will be responsible for this. Okay. Second thing, we will see that this is a central sector scheme. Central sector scheme. Can you tell me what is a central sector scheme? What is a central sector scheme? Here we see that under this, the objective is, what is the objective? The objective is very much simple: providing financial assistance to cultivable land holding farmer families. Okay. So providing financial assistance, providing financial assistance. Okay. This central sector, what does that mean? Okay. So this is something which is fully funded by the union government. That means that it is fully funded by union government. This is something which is fully funded by union government. Okay. Now this objective is very much clear. It provides the financial assistance. How much? Provides financial assistance of rupees 6,000. Now you know that it is provided into this installment, 3 times installment of 2,000 rupees. Okay. So it is provided in terms of 2,000 into 3. That is how they are getting the financial assistance. Okay. Now there is a major part of this, that who will be actually getting this, who will be included as part of this. Okay. Now there is one more part which we can see here. Payment is directly into Aadhaar seeded bank account. Payment directly to Aadhaar seeded bank account. payment directly to Aadhaar seeded bank account. Aadhaar seeded bank account. So means they will be getting this payment directly into the bank account which has to be linked with Aadhaar card. So that is one part, Ministry of Agriculture and Farmer Welfare, central sector scheme. Then we have seen objective of providing financial assistance of 6,000 rupees, 2,000 into 3, and payment will be done directly into the bank account which is seeded with Aadhaar, means which is like linked with Aadhaar card. Okay. Now the major part of it, who will be the beneficiary? Who will be the beneficiary here? Who will be allowed to become part of this? Like, if we talk about India has so many types of farmers. There are small farmers, there are marginal farmers, there are farmers having less than 2 hectares of land, farmers having less than 1 hectare of land, farmers having more than 2 hectares of land. So who will be eligible for this PM Kisan? Who will be eligible for this PM Kisan? Who will be eligible for this PM Kisan and who won't be eligible? So there is two things which you have to know. First thing is inclusion, and second thing is exclusion. Inclusion and exclusion. This is one part where you get the question. So who are included here and who is excluded? Okay, I will come to that. I will come to that about the journey part. Okay, but first let us concentrate on this part of the topic. Those who have at least 1 hectare, all small and marginal farmers, up to 2 hectare. Okay. Remember this one part. Now, this PM Kisan has been extended to all the farmers of the country. No exclusion criteria in terms of land holding. Okay. So, it has been for all farmers having cultivable land in their name, irrespective of size of the land. It means those who are having less than 1 hectare, they will also be getting this. Those who are having 10 hectares, 20 hectares, 100 hectares, they will also be getting the money under this PM Kisan. Okay. So it is now for all farmers who are cultivating or who have cultivable lands in their name. So it is not for the tenant farmers. It is not for the tenant farmers. Remember this one part. It is not for tenant farmers. Okay. So this one part you can remember from here. It is not for the tenant farmers. Not for tenant farmers. So only those people who have cultivable land in their name, they will be eligible. They will be eligible for getting this benefit of PM Kisan. Okay. Now, second thing, who will not be getting? Who will be excluded? Who will be excluded? Now see that you might have seen that now there is entry of corporates. There is entry of corporates in these like farming sector also. So if there is an institutional landholder, if there is a institutional landholder, so they will not be eligible. Means suppose there is a corporate structure which is going for farming, they will not be eligible for getting this 6,000 rupees. Okay. Now, those people who are having some constitutional post like president, governor, etc. So, those who are on constitutional post holders, like the president, the governor, election commissioner, they will not be, or UPSC, BPSC chairperson, they will not be allowed to get the benefit of this PM Kisan. Okay. Then at the same time, from chairperson of panchayat, mayor, MP, MLA, they will not be eligible here. Okay. So remember one thing, for the panchayats and municipalities, it is applicable only for chairperson and mayor. Means suppose there is a ward member, they can still get the benefit of it. Ward members can get the benefit of it, but the chairpersons of panchayat, the pradhan, he will not be getting the benefit under this. Okay. He or she will not be getting the benefit of this PM Kisan Yojana. Okay. At the same time, government employees, except those who are in this what we can say multitasking staff or class 4 or group D employees, except them, all the government employees of a state or union, they will not be allowed. Okay. Government employees except group D. Okay. So if there is a person who is under group D of government, like a person who is employed under group D services of government, so they can still get the benefit of PM Kisan. But those who are in other categories, they will not getting the benefit of this. Okay. At the same time, if there is one single person in a family who is paying the income tax, then also he will not be allowed. Okay. So income tax pay. Now, just to ask you a question here, like suppose that there is a family, mother, father, brother and sister. Okay. So they are of course farmer. Okay. Farmer. Let us say brother is of 14 years, sister is of 20 years, and she is a income tax payee. She is unmarried. Suppose there is a sister who is unmarried and she is income tax payee. So will this family get the benefit of PM Kisan or not? Will this family get the benefit of PM Kisan or not? Institutional landholders means, like suppose there are companies, suppose that tomorrow anyone is making a company, that company is purchasing agricultural land and then doing agriculture over there. So they will be institutional holders. Will they get the benefit or not? Now remember one thing, here the family will mean only these three people. Okay. Here the family will mean only these three people. So sister here, since she is of 20 years, she will not be included. Since she is of 20 years, so she will not be included. But suppose that if there is a brother plus one more brother and he is of, let us say, 22 years, he is also IT payee and who is also giving the income tax, then will he become part of this family or not? He will also not be the part of family because his age is now 22 years. So family will mean mother, father and minor child. Mother, father and minor child. That will be considered as part of family. Once you are above the age of 18 years, you are removed from the family. So those who have crossed 18 years, now you are no longer family member. Okay. So under this, you are no longer any such family member. Okay. So this is one part that what will be considered as family here. Now there is one more thing here. Like suppose there is pension of 10K or more. So they will also not be eligible. If someone is getting pension of rupees 10,000 or more, they will also not be eligible. At the same time, the people who are like doctor, lawyer, engineer, or CA, chartered accountant, they will also not be eligible for this. Okay. Doctor, engineer, lawyer, chartered accountants, etc., etc., they will also not be eligible for getting this PM Kisan. Okay. So since they are already enrolled, they already are enrolled here, they will not be allowed. Okay. So that is the exclusion criteria. That is the exclusion criteria. Okay. Now, so this is one part. Who will be the beneficiary? Who will be the beneficiary? Okay. You can you cannot remove family member, but you can be removed from the family. Okay. So as per this scheme, it's not in all other schemes. As per this scheme, you are no longer part of family if you are more than 18 years of age. Okay. So that is this PM Kisan. The first thing is, generally what they are asking you about funding, they are asking you about ministry, they can ask you about the objective of this, they can ask you about inclusion and exclusion. So this is our first topic, PM Kisan, Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samman Nidhi, the entire thing about this scheme. Okay. I hope it's clear. IAS officers, they will not get. How they will get? They will come under this government employee. They will come under this concept of government employee, so they will not be getting anything. Okay. You have got IAS officer, do you want 6,000 rupees per year? Now, so this is one part about PM Kisan. The second topic which we are going to read is rat hole mining. Okay. The second topic, the second part is rat hole mining. So let us see what is this rat hole mining. This is one of the idea. You can see rat hole mining is one of the most common practice in Meghalaya. Although it is also prevalent in other states, but in Meghalaya, rat hole mining has been very much prominent here. Okay. So what is this rat hole mining? You can see from the figure itself, rat hole mining is like making a smaller cuts like this. Instead of full mining, full scale mining, these are mostly illegal mining. What we see that these are mostly illegal mining activities. These are mostly illegal mining activities. Okay. So this is happening in unorganized sector. What we see that it is happening in unorganized sector. It is happening in unorganized sector. Okay. And this is something which has also been banned in India. It is something which has been banned in India as well. Okay. If we look at this, the National Green Tribunal banned this rat hole mining practice in 2014. Okay. It has been banned by NGT, in 2014. Okay. So this type of practice is dominant or prevalent in Meghalaya. It is prevalent in Meghalaya. Okay. Now you can see here this is still looking like a larger one, but if you look at this part, you can understand from this example that a very small cut is made, and this is not just a narrow hole. You will find that it is quite long also. It goes for some 100 feet, 200 feet, even more than that. And then they are going down to bring back the coal. You can understand from here itself that going through this rat hole or going through this hole, it can be so much dangerous. Those people who are claustrophobic, or those like if someone asks you to enter into this area, you can understand from here itself that how much frightening it can be for any person to go inside it. And then this is the area which is having continuous landslides, continuous flooding, continuous rainfall. There is no mechanism for bringing back the people to this area. In other mining structures, in permanent mining structures, you will find that all the safety gears and all these things are provided. But here what we see that there is no such regulation. Okay. Lack of regulation. There is lack of regulation. There is no safety gears. No safety gears. At the same time, you can also understand this like there is not even proper ventilation in this area. Okay. No proper ventilation. No proper ventilation. No structural support. No structural support. Lack of rescue and relief measure. So you can understand this that it is one of the most dangerous. It is one of the most dangerous occupation. It is one of the most dangerous occupation, and still it is quite rampant. It is quite much prevalent in this area. So the question is why we are still having rat mining despite the ban by NGT, despite government saying that it is not allowed. Why we are still having this rat hole mining? Okay. So why this rat hole mining is prevalent? Why rat hole mining? Can you tell me? Why rat hole mining? The first thing is we have seen it is banned, it is a crime, and this is extremely dangerous. This is extremely dangerous. So still after this, why we are looking at this rat hole mining? Okay. Why it is starting with rat? You can see like the narrow holes which are there, it resembles the holes which are made by the rats. That's why it is called as rat hole mining. These are very narrow and they are going quite deep. They are going quite deep. So that's why it is called as rat hole. Lack of, if we can't go inside, then what about mining employment? No, see, the thing is, this type of mining is not allowed in India. It is banned. Okay. Open mining is allowed. Mining in proper structures is allowed. But this is like the unregulated, unorganized sector which is working here. Why it is working? First of all, there is lack of monitoring. First thing which we can see is there is lack of monitoring. It is not very much lucrative. This is not that the rat hole mining, it is not providing very lucrative businesses. But you can see that it is being done by some smaller people, by some smaller business groups. It is not done by that like suppose Adani Enterprises or Reliance Enterprises or Vedanta or anyone. It is done by the smaller local business groups, the local businessmen or those who are trying to make some profit from that illegal mining. Okay. So they are practicing it. It is not allowed, but they are carrying it illegally. Okay. The first thing is lack of monitoring is there. Plus second thing is economic factors. Economic factors. In economic factors, what we see that there is lack of alternate employment opportunity. Okay. In these areas, there is lack of alternate employment opportunity. lack of alternate employment opportunity. And at the same time, what we see that there are like very poor laborers which are coming from Bangladesh, from Assam, from Nepal. Okay. So supply of poor laborers, from Nepal, Assam, Bangladesh. So they are coming here. They have no other option. So they are coming here just to earn some income. So there is no such viable alternate employment opportunity for the local population. Hence, they are forced to enter into this. Okay. It may be a greed of a few people, and then all other people who are going there, they are going in that rat hole because they have no other employment opportunity. If they are having no employment opportunity, this is the only way for them to get the food, to get the income, to get the food. That's why it is still prevalent. Okay. So this is the issue of rat hole mining. Okay. Yes. Now see, the first thing is like, then why we are not going for like proper mining here? We are not going for proper mining, or we are not having that mining activities here because the coal which is present here is not sufficient. It is not sufficient for any such viable commercial production. Otherwise, government would have started mining this area by themselves. Government would have started mining by themselves, but it is not that much viable. It is not that much viable. They are having some very small supply. And hence, the local businesses, the local people, they are exploiting this option. They are using this option to earn some extra income. That's why we don't have any such policies for this area. It has been banned, but there has not been any alternate opportunity which has been provided by administration. Okay. Now, if we look at this, like what is the impact? The impact is twofold. One on human, one on the humans. The people who are going there, they are continuously threat to the life, They are continuously having this threat to life. Whereas if we look at the other part of it, what we see that compromising the structural integrity of the region. Now suppose that, just to give you an example, suppose we are having many such rat holes. If we are having many such rat holes in any of the area, will this rock, will this structure remain sustainable? If there is pressure on this area and there are rat holes also, will it be able to survive? Now, if we have 1 or 2 rat holes, there might not be that much impact. But if we are having a large number of these rat holes, it also compromises the structural integrity of that area. Okay. It also leads to deforestation. What we see that there is also deforestation, and also increases the flooding. So these all things are happening due to rat hole mining. Despite the ban, we see that there is no such stopping this rat hole mining. Okay. We know that what can be the possible alternative. We know that there is only one thing. There must be a strict, monitoring of these areas. We are nowadays saying that we have these qualities of drones and satellites which can monitor each and everything. So if the government wants to monitor rat hole mining, I think this is something which we can do. Now we are having satellites, Now we are having drones and all other things. So those areas which are susceptible to rat hole mining, they can be easily guarded with the help of the drones. Okay. And at the same time, we can also provide alternate income opportunity for the people there. Then they will migrate to other areas. This rat hole mining exists because people are not getting alternate employment opportunity. If they get alternate employment, why they will risk their life? Okay. They are not like they have to play with the, like they are getting this kick from going into the rat holes. Okay. So there is simple thing, provide them this alternate income and do the strict monitoring. Then rat hole mining will come to an end. Okay. Compromising structure, see, means compromising structural integrity. Just see here, like suppose there are too many rat holes, and now suppose on this area we are having development of houses or development of roads. On this area, if we are having development of roads or highways, so first of all, what we will see that there will be pressure on this land, and since the lower part is already hollow, it might not be able to support it. Second thing is, leave this pressure part. Even if there is heavy rainfall, now you know that water is seeping through these areas. So shipping of water through these areas will further enhance the weathering rate, and this entire structure altogether can collapse. Okay. So this structural integrity of the entire regions may be under threat due to these rat hole minings. Okay. Like some of you might have seen that if you have got too many rats in your house, and if they have made their rat hole, so after that, after some time, the area where you are and the area which is having these rat holes may sink. Okay. So that is the compromise in structural integrity. Okay. So this is our second topic, rat hole mining. Okay. Now coming to the third part, Chagos Island. Lack of income opportunity, government provide business opportunity. Then yes, of course, if government provides alternate opportunity, why they will go for risking their life? So tell me, have you heard about this Chagos Island? What is unique about this island? Why it has been there in the news for quite some time? What is so special about this Chagos Island? See, if we look at this, like if we look at the chronology of this, okay, what we see that this was a colony of British, okay. But when there was end of the colonialism, when there was this end of this colonialism phase, there was a new state which was also formed in this area. That was Mauritius. Okay. A new state was there, Mauritius. Okay. Now this Chagos Island is near to this Mauritius. Okay. So while in 1968, this Mauritius became independent. But Britishers were having their own agendas. The Britishers were having their own agenda. So what they have done, that during 1960s and 70s, they have like led to unlawful removal of all the people from Chagos Island. Okay. So what happened that during 1960 to 70, British unlawfully removed all local people from Chagos. Okay. So what happened that they have removed all the people from here. Okay. they have removed all the people from here. They wanted this area to be under their control. They wanted this area to be under their control. So in 1968, Mauritius became free. Mauritius got independence. But Chagos remained as British Indian Ocean Territory. So they have retained the control over here. They said that we will not go back from here. Okay. So this is one part, that they have not agreed to go back from this Chagos Island. It remained as a British Indian Ocean Territory. Okay. But then what happened, that after this, there was a case in International Court of Justice. There was this case in International Court of Justice, and it said that British had unlawfully evicted those people. So Britishers must go away from that land, and they must provide this land to Mauritius. They must hand over this island to Mauritius. Now initially, of course, Britain said that no, we will not do this. ICJ option is, or sorry, ICJ jurisdiction, ICJ judgment is only advisory. We are not going to follow it. Okay. But then over the last 2 years, from 2022, okay, first thing is ICJ, International Court of Justice, ruled in favor of Mauritius. It ruled in favor of Mauritius. Now what we see, that from 2022 to 2024, there was various negotiations, and Mauritius became very much determined that now we are going to take back this island. That is our final claim. So Mauritius started pressurizing British, and finally in October 2024, what we have seen, that now UK has said that okay, we are returning back the Chagos Island to Mauritius. So finally, British, after many negotiation, agreed to hand over Chagos. Okay. But this is one part of a story. British are not easily leaving this area. There is another small island here. There is another small part of this, and that is basically your Diogo Garcia. Okay. There is another part, Diogo Garcia. Okay. So this is also a British Indian Ocean Territory, and they have given it leased to United States. Okay. Till 1936, sorry, 2036, not 1936. It has been leased up to 2036. Okay. So they have given this land of Diogo Garcia to US till 2036. So they have already leased it to United States. Okay. So they are maintaining their presence in this area of Indian Ocean. Okay. So this is part, if you look at this is the part of Chagos Archipelago. Okay. This is the area of Chagos Archipelago, and here itself you have a smaller island, Diogo Garcia. Okay. So this belongs to Mauritius. But British was occupying this area, and still they have agreed to say that okay, we are handing over Chagos, but a small portion of it, which is Diogo Garcia, it is under the control of US right now. Okay. It has been leased to US by United Kingdom. Okay. So this is why it was there in the news. Okay. So you might get a question about this, that where we have this Chagos archipelago or Diego Garcia. So it is just near this equator part. This is the line. This is the equator. This is the equator. Here we are having our own favorite country, Maldives. Okay. And then just behind this, just below this, we have Chagos Island. Okay. And there also we have Diego Garcia. These are the territories on which British is still occupying the control. So while they lecture the entire world about ethics, about democracy, about respecting the sovereignty of the nation, they are still not getting over the hangover of that colonial era. Okay. So they are still not ready to give away this Chagos or Diego Garcia or even other islands which are there. So that was the news about Chagos archipelago. I hope you got the idea. What is this Chagos Island? Okay. Now, coming to the last portion, coming to India. So we have this inauguration of Jedmore Tunnel. Okay. See, this is the location. This is the part from Srinagar. This is the location from Srinagar to portions of Dras and then Kargil. Okay. So here at two different intervals, we are having two tunnels. Okay. One is the Jedmore Tunnel. So, and in this part you can see that the road is bent like this. Okay. So for this area we have got a new tunnel. Instead of going round, now people can go using this tunnel. Okay. So this area is why we have done it, why we have constructed this tunnel. This tunnel has been constructed because this area which was there, it was prone to avalanches. Okay. So that's why we have made this Jedmore Tunnel, which will provide a snow-free area. This will connect this snow-free area, and here Sonmarg is there. So from Kangan to Sonmarg, we are having this 6.5 kilometer Jedmore Tunnel, just in order to make sure that instead of taking this route, now this tunnel can be used, and this tunnel will provide the relief from any such snow avalanches or anything. This area is highly prone to snow avalanches and all, hence we have got this tunnel. There is another tunnel, and that is in this area. Okay, that is in this area. See, this is the route here. In order to avoid this route, we have got a tunnel which is called as Jojila Tunnel. So on the same route, we are having another tunnel which is Jojila Tunnel of 14.15 kilometer. Okay. So it is the Srinagar-Leh highway, which connects the Srinagar to Kargil. So in that we have got two different tunnels. One is Jedmore Tunnel and one is Jojila Tunnel. Okay. So Jojila Pass is also here, plus we have got this Jedmore Tunnel. Just this area was prone to avalanches, hence we have got this tunnel. Okay. It was there in the news because we have seen that a few months ago there was attack in this area which led to death of a few people who were working for this tunnel. Okay. Who were the construction workers for this tunnel. They were also killed in that terrorist attack. Okay. So this tunnel has now been completed. I hope you know the location. So this is the part of NH1. This is the part of NH1. This is the part of your NH1. Okay. Yes, strategic importance is there. Strategic importance is there. It will help easy movement of the troops also, easy movement of people also, easy movement of tourists also. So economic, military and local significance is always there. Okay. That's why we have constructed this tunnel. Okay. Now, let's see some questions. And then I will come back to your question. Like some of you have asked questions, so I will come back to that. Okay. So let's see this part. First is saying, consider the following statement with respect to Bose-Einstein condensate. The first statement says, the particles in this state are super excited. This state is achieved at extremely low temperature. In this state, particles of matter behave as one single atom. So what will be the answer here? Consider the following statement with respect to Bose-Einstein condensate. The particles in this state are super excited. The state is achieved at extremely low temperature. In this state, particles of matter behave as one single atom. How many statements are correct? Okay, one answer is option A from Disha, option B from Shiv, Parmeshwar, Anjali and option A or option B. What will be the answer? See, if we look at this, the first thing is particles in the state are super excited. That will be wrong. Okay. Here you will find that there is very little energy in the particles. Okay. Very little energy in the particles or almost negligible energy. Almost negligible energy. Almost negligible energy among particles. So this first statement will be incorrect. This state is achieved at extremely low temperature. That is true, minus 273 degrees Celsius. Then in this state, particles of matter behave as one single atom. Yes, they start acting as if they are made up of one single atom. Since the particles are not having any such energy, they become like one single atom, or it is called as super atom. It is also called as super atom. So they start behaving like a super atom. Okay. So that's why this third option is also correct. Particles of matter, since the energy among them is quite low, they start behaving as one single atom, which is also sometimes called as super atom. So answer here will be option B, only 2. Okay. Now the next question, adenosine deaminase acting on RNA is frequently seen in the news. It is related to adenosine deaminase acting on RNA is frequently seen in the news. It is related to RNA editing, decoding the information in mRNA, identification of new virus strains, or new vaccine development using protein. So question number 2. Question number 2 about, this is also called as ADAR. Adenosine deaminase acting on RNA. Okay, one answer as option A from Disha. This is a tough question, I think. D option, B option, okay. See, this is relatively a new topic. This is a relatively new topic, and in science and tech, you get new topics. You get questions on new topic. So this other is basically a first time RNA editing. Okay, a first such RNA editing. First such RNA editing. Till now we were talking about just this DNA editing, but this is the first time RNA editing. Okay. So adenosine deaminase acting on RNA or other is related to RNA editing. Okay. So this is answer here will be option A. In question number 2, the option A will be the correct one. Okay. Now, one more question. Consider the following statements about the analog space mission. IIT Bombay and University of Ladakh are participants in this mission. It will test deep space optical communication systems. It will be used to study behavioral effects of isolation and confinement. How many statements given above are correct? Question number 3, consider the following statement about the analog space mission. Analog space mission. The first one says IIT Bombay and University of Ladakh are participants in this mission. Second is saying it will test deep space optical communication system. It will be used to study behavioral effects of isolation and confinement. So what will be correct here? Okay, 2 answers as V from Shiv Shankar and Disha. This is not a tough question. This is not a tough question. The question number 3 is not tough. You should be aware about it. This mission was recently there in the news, analog space mission. It has been launched by ISRO plus IIT Bombay plus you have this University of Ladakh, and there is one more institution, aerospace. I'm just forgetting the name of this. There is an aerospace agency also which is part of this. Aerospace Institute is also there which is part of it. So 4 institutes are collaborating here in this mission. It will test deep space optical communication. That is entirely incorrect. Deep space optical communication is used for interplanetary missions. Like if we are sending someone on moon or if we are sending someone on Mars, there we may use deep space optical communication. But analog mission of ISRO aims to just do this one part, to study behavioral effects of isolation and confinement. That if astronauts are to live in a situation where there is isolation, where there is confinement, so what is the impact on their behavior? If they are not able to communicate with others, or if there is communication lag, how they are going to survive in that condition. So that is the aim of this analog space mission of ISRO. Okay. So this third option is correct. Second is incorrect. Answer here will be option B, only 2. Okay. So this is the question for today. Tomorrow also we will see some questions from November 2024. And this is the question for today. What do you know about Gaganyaan mission? Okay. So this is one question. All of you have to give the answer in comment box. Okay. So just tell me about this. What do you know about Gaganyaan mission? Okay. Yes. Any other question? There was a question about reclamation. Reclamation of water resources or reclamation of wetland. It means we are trying to restore it. We are trying to rejuvenate it. Like suppose if a lake is there, if we are talking about its reclamation, it means we will be like removing the silt from there. We will be ensuring that the water supply which used to come in that lake or pond is like it is again rejuvenated, or that supply is maintained or ensured. So that is what we talked about, reclamation. Where to study polity? Yes, you can go for Lakshmikant and your class notes. See, the thing is, Usha, yes, of course, Lakshmikant is a commentary book. But the thing is, if you read it line by line, I'm not saying all the chapters, but certain chapters which are there, like suppose the chapters on historical background, the chapters on constitutional framework or basic structure, or not basic structure, fundamental rights, chapters on constitutional and extra constitutional bodies, chapters on parliament. So there you will find that there are certain things which you need for exam. Wherever you are finding some mains related content, that what should be done or what can be the way forward, you can ignore that portion. Just focus on the fact, not on the opinion. Okay. So when you focus on the fact, you will get the answer. Okay. Yes, like I think last time also you have asked about this, that should we go for Bare Act? If you want, you can go for Bare Act, but just the simple reading of Bare Act may not be sufficient enough for your polity preparation. You need that commentary to understand all the other things with respect to that topic. Okay. 12 PM के बाद, in the afternoon or in the night? Because in the night it is 12 AM, in the morning it is 12 PM. So you are getting the दिन में नहीं पढ़ा जा रहा है. Okay, in afternoon. See, there is one thing, I don't know how much it will be possible for you, that whenever you are going to sleep, just do one thing. If you have no other option, you can just do one thing. You can do some push-ups, or you can be doing some form of physical exercise. Any such physical exercise, 5 to 10 minutes. Okay. If you are doing any such physical exercise for 5 to 10 minutes, then after you will find that you will get that flow of blood in your body, and then you will not be getting that much of laziness. Okay. It may happen that if you are not taking the sleep like 6 hours or 5 hours, then you may feel sleepy. But if you are getting the sleep and still at 12, you are again getting that urge of taking a nap. So I will suggest that go for some physical exercise. Maybe you can go for push-ups or plank or any such exercise. You can do some jogging also, or simply sit-ups. So you can do that. Okay. Okay, you have made rap to learn articles. That's also good. Dance also you can do. Yes, dancing is also a very good physical exercise, so you can do that also. Dance also brings that happiness, so you can do it. I am very poor in dancing, so I don't prefer that option. But yes, those who know dancing, yes, you can go for it. If you are going for eating something, then you will further feel lazy. If you are about to sleep for 1 hour, you will sleep for 2 or 3 hours more. Okay. Break dance. Okay, Shiv Shankar, then we are same people. Yes, Shraddha, what you were asking about this? See, there is nothing like a specific in journey. There is nothing specific in journey. Like, I want you to make an example of your journey. Maybe sometime I will share it, but not in the present time. Maybe sometime. Okay. So, reclamation of water bodies into urban land use. That is simply one thing. Like what we are doing, suppose there is a wetland. So normally what people are doing, that they are filling up that wetland and they are converting it into some residential apartments or some malls or other things. So that is reclamation of water bodies into urban areas. Like, just to give an example, you might have seen that cities have grown to a very large extent. So while if you just compare it 10 years ago in 2015, you might have seen that several areas were there which were not having houses, which were not having any such malls or any buildings. They were simply low-lying areas having water logging from time to time. It may not be looking that much beautiful, but then it was helpful for groundwater recharge and everything. Now, what we have seen that in the same place, in the same area, now that area has been filled with sand or soil or rocks or anything, and new buildings have been erected there. So that is reclamation of water bodies or wetlands into urban land use. I hope that's clear. Village is in Bihar. Okay. When are you going to the Kumbh Mela? I don't know. Let's see when it happens. But I will try to go this time. I have never gone in any Kumbh Mela. So maybe I will try this year. Okay. Okay, I will give the address in detail. Okay. Next time. Thank you, everyone. Let's meet tomorrow at the same time about address and all other things. We will meet tomorrow at the same time, 6 p.m. to discuss the remaining topics. Thank you and take care. Thank you so much and take care. Thank you.